Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of War Infinite Panels. We have survived over a year's worth of content, so we're doing good, guys.
So if you wonder why issue number 13 was something different, don't worry. That's usually the standard for comic annuals. Like with Super Sons, apparently it decided to focus on Crypto and Ace instead of Damien and John.
John, yeah, good times.
It's
And
like
yeah,
normally we don't have a full-on review, but yeah, it's we survived. We survived.
yeah,
And
we
and and we without the need for a retcon. Without the need for a
rec,
retcon.
yeah, because I was hoping to retcon and get myself some super finger lasers, but hey, hope for the best, right?
Oh,
Anyway,
so I can't
speaking
get
of
that new super outfit? Dang it.
no, and speaking of housing retcon, we should probably buff up Jules' chance clairvoyance. I believe it was issue 11. He made a joke saying that Stanley's going to sue his own company, and here we are. It fucking happens.
Yeah, obviously, somebody if you if you get slandered by somebody and they fool you into signing something, and you're Stan the Man Lee with the reputation and obviously betraying such a nice old man like this. I mean, who wouldn't be mad?
True, but the thing though is that Stanley has both. Well, he has two reputations. I mean, he's not friends with Steve Ditko, Steranko, Wally Woods. He's done things that you could argue for. But the thing that makes me that was a Jules clairvoyance is top tier. It makes me laugh
Yes.
because it makes no sense how um, he's suing Power Entertainment, his own company, for using his likeness. It's just crazy. That's your company. You made it. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, but when you start tricking an old man
The thing is,
into,
how could your own company trick you? You understand what I'm getting with this, right?
well, I guess since he's kind of getting at an age where it's easier, you might be able to use his naivety or he's getting on the years. So
True. But I
fooling an
really,
old,
but
it's
the
not
thing is,
too hard.
Jules, you made the company. It is like me suing you for War Infinite Panels because you said, "Hi everyone, this is Jules Chance and Considers. It should have been Considers and Jules. How dare I'm suing you? It's over. It doesn't matter. You made the
Well,
podcast.
that won't happen anytime soon. I will get that intro in.
What? Oh God.
Nothing. But yeah, it does seem kind of weird. I hope somebody talks him out of it. Where shouldn't you be suing the individual who tricked you?
Or better yet, use this time not to be suing anybody. I mean, if anything, Stan, you should probably be enjoying your formative years and collecting those royalty checks you earned so much.
Yeah, and Dan, do you really want to go out on this? Like, again, you should be suing the person who tricked you, not the whole company in on itself. And
Yeah.
also, is this the
And by the
last
way,
thing you want to
again,
be
the company
remembered
you
for?
made, you
Yeah,
made
the
this
company
company.
you, yeah, the company you made, and let's face it, we're still in the middle of 2018. I'm very sure death is just hanging around right now.
Eh,
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, let's just hope that doesn't happen.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
jing. It's oh god, with my clairvoyance, like, am I gonna predict things that I don't mean?
Lols, yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I
I'll
mean, but
be.
as speaking of things that you couldn't predict, one thing you couldn't predict is apparently Doom Patrol is getting a live action series. I never saw that happening in my lifetime, honestly.
Honestly, I think they deserve this, considering that the only instance where I've ever seen the Doom Patrol get anything, like any sort of on TV spotlight, was the Teen Titans cartoon where we saw Beast Boy's old team, and then again in Teen Titans Go, and I think maybe in Batman Brave and the Bold. I think.
Right. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he only had two TV appearances, and that's about it. But the thing is, though, I feel like Doom Patrol, as a concept, is going to be pretty hard. I mean, you have the classic Doom Patrol, obviously, was mentioned in the original Teen Titans, and then there's Doom Patrol comics, and the Doom Patrol comics that was relatively famous was Grant Morrison's run. The new run done by Gerard Wade is super meta, so I can't really ever say don't do it. I'm like, but I feel like this is a if they're gonna base on the run, will they probably use Grant Morrison's run? But it's also Grant Morrison run is pretty weird and far out there. So I wonder if they could translate that sense of eccentricness into a TV screen. You know?
I would. I can't really say much about them getting a TV series because this hasn't really happened before.
Yeah.
But them as a concept, it wouldn't be that hard. I mean, we've tackled more absurd stuff before. But yeah, I would agree using hold on. Let me see.
Great.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This is the part where you edit some things. Edit, 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 edit.
Yeah, I think using Grant Morrison's run on Doom Patrol would have been better versus what was the most recent one?
Gerard Way's run from Young Animal.
Yeah, when I first read that, it's like, oh, Elastigirl, what's up with you? Oh, if you stop smiling, it's gonna destroy your face.
Yeah.
That's it, I'm done.
Yeah. I feel like Gerard Wade run is ulteriorly like if Grant Morrison did a whole mass of cocaine, that's Gerard Way's run. It's just crazier than what you can anticipate. It's not bad. It's just like holy snap, this is a little bit more weird than I thought it would be.
For the Doom Patrol, like, yeah, the Doom Patrol can be serious, but
It,
oh, that was just so sad right out the gate.
Also,
So
Doom
she
Patrol has
can't.
always been like I said. Doom Patrol, from what I read, was always been somewhat of a weird adventure comic. They're like the best way to describe Doom Patrol is they are the the grim Fantastic Four. You know, Grim was fun. They save the universe. They go back to their family. This is a family with real resentment issues. I mean, Clint's
But
stuck
again,
in a
this.
robot forever.
Oh yeah, Negative Man can't exist outside of his own body for more than a few minutes.
Yeah, and apparently a negative zone thing is real for him. I didn't know that.
Exactly.
So
And
yeah,
so you can wonder why Beast Boy would have left this team.
I think Beast Boy was the last. If we're basing, I think he's the last survivor of the team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But um but as for them getting a series, we haven't been given all that much to go on, right? Like there's no talks of what direction it'll go in, or has there?
Nope. Nope. It's
No
just been an
preview.
announcement, and they haven't so far released enough. They haven't released enough information discussing, writers, producers, actors. It just like it's in the pilot stage, I believe.
I mean, we could do the whole theory mongering thing and like what could be put in, what should be put in, but without actually anything and without no information at this point, not even like any teasers or anything or any supposed plans of what to do. We can't really say much other than they kind of deserve this. I
No, I'm
mean,
very excited for them. I think it's great.
I mean
I'm
if
leaning more that I
I
feel
mean
like
if if Marvel is having a difficult time with the Fantastic Four, I'm very sure this could be DC's chance to get up with their own version.
true. I agree. I feel like
But
though. I
but
feel like
there's
that
not much to
this
say
is
about it.
all right. I feel like there's this like void because the Fantastic, even though the Fantastic Four is coming back as a comic and everything, I feel like there's this void that everyone's trying to fill the Fantastic Four. We got tons and tons of teen books now, like Terrific's Scientific Fantastic Four. We got the Fantastic Four coming back soon. We got Doom Patrol getting a TV series. So like, there's all these sci-fi teen books just coming at the woodwork trying to compete again, which I think is great. I also kind of find it funny because it's like back in the day they would never do this. Like Fantastic Four owned that space. You can never compete with them. They got this. But now it's like, yeah, I could take your shot.
Well, in terms of a TV show, I don't think the Fantastic Four has had that good of a run.
What are you
I
talking about?
mean,
The anime show is great. Fantastic Four.
oh, you mean the one that was on Toonami for a while, during the early 2000s?
No. The old one from the 90s, late 80s,
That
early 90s.
one from the 90s, sure, but I think that was their only good spot. Right after that early 2000s cartoon. Oh
That
wow.
Oh, that intro was super like weird.
That intro was lit. Like I would keep that. It's just that the rest of the show, oh Johnny, I want to punch you.
That
It's
show
like,
was
oh
weird.
Reed, it's just why. It is the only one that didn't make me groan was the Thing. It's like Ben was the only thing that I remember that didn't that well, actually no. Sue was the level-headed one, as she always has to be.
Oh
Sue
yeah.
was the level-headed one most of the time. But yeah, the Fantastic Four in terms of TV, this is a simple concept, guys. How do you? Eh.
I think also it's like it was a simple concept at the same time. This was also amidst the time where who owned the rights of FF, and then we look where we are now.
Cartoon Network even lucky to have that cartoon at all.
More or less. And speaking of things we're lucky to have, we're lucky to have that the Flashpoint movie from DC is officially dead. There will be arguably no Flash movie that in that direction. I am so happy for that.
Excuse me while I laugh. Nah.
I'm serious. Oh my god. Trust me. It,
Oh.
it bothers me so much that they were struggling so hard to get a Flash movie. They ran through 3 or 4 directors. They couldn't get a right script, and it's like this is the reason why it didn't work. You have the Flash, the TV show, which has done successful for 4+ seasons. You hit the TV, the writing, the actors is phenomenal. I understand you cannot use the writers, and I understand so you cannot use the actors, and I understand you can't use the same philosophy, the same story. But you had writers who wrote this character. You could not bring them to write the movie for you or direct the script or anything. No, you just morons. I felt like the work was already done for you in a smaller screen format. The formula works. Why couldn't you translate that to the big screen? I don't understand.
Actually, I'm kind of. Well, part of me is actually glad that we're not getting it because I personally do not like Flashpoint.
Well,
Yeah, fight me.
oh,
But
it's a Flash movie
but
either way.
yeah, it's a Flash movie either way. But as an event, as something that will potentially change everything, I do not like it at all as an event. And
I personally think that was going to be the reset button because the
oh yeah,
movies. Yeah,
that's a part of me that feels kind of sad about it. That oh, is this the reset button? Are we gonna fix everything? But unlike with the New 52, we're gonna make everything nicer and happier. Nope, it's not gonna happen. Okay, you're not
yeah.
gonna dig yourselves out of this hole, huh? Yeah, they're not gonna dig themselves out of this hole, huh?
No, I mean, as you pointed out, they dodged a bullet, but it doesn't how many times they got shot 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it's like I'm thankful, but the damage is already done, so I question, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? But then
I mean,
again, it would be
if
a
you want
bad
to think
thing
of it
if
from that point of view, it took so many lumps that this if they released it, this wouldn't be that bad. At the same time as no, it would be super bad.
because it would just be seen as a giant cop out at this point.
Pretty much.
It,
And the thing that
then
makes me
again,
mad, yeah.
Flashpoint was about only because it was a forced reboot. Unlike, let's say, well, even though this wasn't a reboot, Secret Wars, at least that one was planned.
Yeah, Secret
Flashpoint
Wars
was not.
kind of was building up to something. I mean, yeah.
With Flashpoint, it wasn't. This was only because they were coming under fire by Warner Brothers, threatening them to get your sales up, or we're going to fire everybody, and we're only going to have 2 writers, 2 artists, and 1 editor.
Basically.
That was their only reason for doing this. So they couldn't resolve all their current storylines at the time. They couldn't prepare this enough in time. So it was just a rush job. That's
At the same
how we
time,
got
Jeff Johns
Flashpoint.
did an amazing job with it. Yet again, he's Jeff Johns, so
Well, maybe if Jeff Johns, hmm,
at the same
Jeff
time as I
Johns,
feel like you and I had this conversation many times ago about Jeff Johns being the savior DC. At the same time, I'm starting to change my idea about it. I'm actually afraid that Jeff Johns had to save it because there's so much pressure on this man to revive a company that he's not that he doesn't have a giant more stake in. It's not like he's editor in chief of DC Comics or anything where he can put his ideology and tone of how we think DC Comics should be to everyone else. I mean, not to get off script, what benefit do you have of taking Bendis and putting him on Superman after Tomasi and Gleason essentially resurrected Superman as a comic book? Yes, and I feel like it doesn't help anything. And I feel like what direction that's just a bad direction. They should have just in my heart of hearts kept the float going with what it was. I don't think Bendis should have been in that direction, but that's just me. And I felt like that's my current thing.
I'm gonna miss Tomasi. I really am. Uh I was really enjoying it. But so long as he doesn't do anything to John and Lois, I'm good.
That's the one thing I'm very fearful of that because I think he's going to do that to make him dark or make him more grounded or add some criminal. The point of the matter is that
just no, we're not gonna go that route. No, don't ruin a good thing.
yeah. My thing is like yeah, exactly. My thing
This
is like
comic was how I proved to people, yes, you can be a superhero and be married and have kids.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I feel like things like that. That's one of the reasons why, like as I talk, you and I both have deep respect for Jeff Johns. We think he's the best. He's talented. But he's a savior of DC at the same time. Is for someone who has this much foresight, has understanding of the DC universe, and yes, he's written Rebirth, and he helped let the course to it. Why isn't he, in my opinion, editor in chief or someone who's chief creative officer who can narrow down the ideas and tell this is the plan I have for every character in the universe. Follow this plan, and your comics will sell.
Well, considering who's in charge of DC right now, and they still want to, they're allowing all of this very upbeat stuff to go through, but they're still having a bunch of their edgelordy crap, seep through the woodworks. Dark Knights.
Exactly, and it makes me so angry as a comic book reader, and I might be trying to crap on DC. Is like there's a plan that works. This make it work. Jeff Johns, make him work. It's one thing I never understood about DC. It's like at Marvel, they'll shake things up. They have a plan. They go, even that plan didn't work. Like for example, the diversity and character design they went for the all new Ultimate Marvel 2.0. That didn't work, but at least they stuck with it and they learned why it didn't work. They were just cannibalizing each other's sales.
But even then, that's a different story there. I'm actually more impressed that they were able to put out so many ideas that a lot of people liked. The only problem is that they bit off more than they could chew when mass producing them.
Exactly. They have the cannibalization of their own sales as well as all the new characters and ideas kind of were in the same space of each other. So they overlap each other. It would have been better
if they just condensed it into their own books. Like,
yeah.
You didn't need this many X-Men books. You didn't need this many Deadpool. Well, no, I'm not going to say that live. We need more Deadpool books. We love him.
Yeah, believe it or not, I think we only have like one Deadpool book, just the main Deadpool book and Uncanny Avengers.
And then there's Gwenpool, then there's...
Oh, she's canceled, I think.
Oh, yeah, she's canceled by this point.
Yeah.
Did we have Spider-Man / Deadpool?
Yes, that's 3 books, yeah.
Yeah. But then how... But I don't think we needed multiple Doctor Stranges in one go. We didn't need this many Spider-Man books. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just Amazing Spider-Man is fine. Amazing is just fine.
Yeah, we didn't need Spectacular Peter Parker or nothing against Ryan Stegman. Renew your vows. We didn't need Ben Reilly. Oh, some Spider. That's too much.
I think Silk would have been fun. Like if they want, it's like again. I find it more admirable that their only failing, their real failing, is just that they produced too much and spread it out a bit too far versus a company whose content got really bad by its tone and how they really wanted to serious the hell up.
Yeah, as well as compared to, just again having serious the tone up as well as kind of not really using all their brands to what they are. I mean, it makes no sense at all.
And having this mindset of, oh, joy and happiness is for losers. Comics are serious, chiz.
Bruh, chill.
Make Jeff Johns the editor-in-chief already. You just don't want him in charge because he's going to inject as much happiness as possible,
Or
even if
fire.
this
Or
man...
honestly, this could be. Think he would fire them.
I mean, Jeff Johns has this weird love for gore a lot of the time. Yeah, he has a problem with that.
I mean, yeah.
But he can't control himself, but that's just a point to bring up. But I will trust Jeff, despite my problems with Jeff Johns, his obsession with gore, his use for retcons. He at least knows
Has
fun.
an idea.
He at least knows fun. Whereas Didio and I'm sorry, even Lee, Didio knows fun. And that's what we need more of in DC right now. We don't need all of this trying to be serious, even though we hold the brand for the most silly superhero characters. It's like, if I had to think about it, I would think that DC is far more silly than Marvel. It's like, when you think silly superheroes, you think DC Comics. You think Superman with the cape. You think Batman, with his bat outfit.
But now when I think of Batman, I think of Batman.
It's just so dumb. It's like you have every potential to be just as entertaining, and that's what I will always champion. Entertainment first. Themes, lessons, pathos, whatever mature subject matter you want to do, let that be second tier. Focus on how you're going to get this to your audience and how you're going to entertain them.
Yeah. And if you think entertaining them is being grim and dark all the time, you're going to lose everyone else who doesn't read grim and dark all the time.
Exactly. That's why I dreaded the moment that they decided to do work with Frank Miller again.
Yeah. I don't know the sales for Master Race 3, but all I know that series had a crazy amount of variants. I don't even know their own purchase. They had deluxe editions, and it was late, and they got it all done. A part of me actually legit wonders, like, what are the sale numbers for those series? They'll probably look into that later.
I think we kind of went off the rails. Like, this just started with Flashpoint, and then we derailed into what our thoughts are on the current state of DC.
Well, isn't Flashpoint the current state of DC? The movie's dead. The DC universe is dead.
Yeah, but thank goodness. I mean, just Flashpoint was just not no. Just no. I never want to relive that hell again.
No. Well, the sad part is, like I think I mentioned earlier, is that this movie, if they made the Flashpoint movie, it would probably reboot the horrors of the DC movie series. The problem with this thing, though, is that would it also reboot Wonder Woman? Because Wonder Woman actually works.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman movie was the only thing that worked. The only thing. I don't care what I don't know, what was it, Stephen Muller or whatever have to say about it. It's like, no, frack you. Wonder Woman is a good movie. Stop. It
actually is. It's legit. No matter how you feel about it, it's legitimately a good movie. So yeah.
So what's on the next list of topics? I mean,
next list of topic, Thundercats is back, baby, but not the way not the way some people wanted it to be back.
Oh my gosh, we went from one strenuous topic to another. Okay, I'm just gonna say it out now. Since the Teen Titans live action release preview stuff was released, set photos were released, and everybody reacted to that, and then it devolved into racism.
That went dark real fast.
Yeah, I kind of had time to reflect, and I'll give Teen Titans a chance. I won't give Starfire's wig a chance.
Plus, the Warner Brothers and her confirmed it was an offshoot. So this isn't the final production. This is pre-shoot, and people still want to believe what they want to believe.
And as how that relates to Thundercats Roar,
is how many people lost their minds because the show just had a preview.
Just had a 30-second preview of the animation and how they didn't like the art style. But guys, this is just a preview. We have not even seen an actual episode yet, and I think my only complaint with the art style is that it's not sexy enough. Like, come on, you watched Thundercats because it was sexy. Do not lie to me.
My only thing is that I I can understand why they decided to go with a lower budget animation style. It doesn't mean that the show can't be serious, but I'm also kind of disappointed because I kind of want to see. I do have a crush on Chitara, so there, I said it.
Sorry, I had to let that out.
Yeah, I know. But in all seriousness, I'll give it a fair shot. If it turns out to be a meme factory like Teen Titans Go, then it won't be on a show I would consider watching because I really don't like the idea of, my show becoming a meme factory, and I think that people are more angry with the idea of it than the actuality of it. Like Thundercats Roar represents what people hate about current animation, not the fact the show is bad. Like people, like perfect example is people say they hate Nickelback, what they really do is hate the system that let Nickelback become pop music, a pop culture rock.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the, let's say, Fallout Boys, where it's like, oh, they're mainstream.
Oh yeah,
That
I
doesn't deter their quality.
yeah. That's the thing about it. People hate the idea of Fallout Boy. No, people don't hate that Fallout, but they hate the idea of the industry that's behind it. Like, yes, Fallout Boy is mainstream now because people heard it because they got the record deal because they've been on TV now. Some of them voice act on TV shows. I think one of the guy on Fallout Boy was the minstrel in Star and the Forces of Evil for like 3 episodes, well, continuing episodes. So I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. This is what happens when people with exponential influence notice you.
But
Am
as
I not gonna?
for
You should not be mad that they take advantage of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm laughing because it's just not possible that to hate and deter that makes me lose my mind. Like, it's not like I said, when people tell me that I hate Nickelback or I hate Fall Out Boy, they're not really mad at them. You could say that Transference is mad at someone, the other thing, like the bigger problem. Like when people say I hate um, Thundercats Roar because it's going to be like Teen Titans Go. What you really should be mad at is the production factory of how cartoons are made nowadays. The production is much cheaper than it used to be. I agree. The art style is much more simplistic. That's a whole different thing. But you are mad at the idea that a good TV show nowadays is all comedy based and nothing serious, quote unquote.
But I think it's a little bit better that way since a lot of the time we tend to mess up on our heavier subject matter a lot. And you know what? I think kids are more interested in, in having fun, and if you're going to employ heavier subject matter, really work at it because half the time we kind of mess it up. Like Steven Universe, bless it. I still love this show,
Yeah, it's
but
kind of gone off a weird path. Like Rose,
yeah,
Rose is apparently a traitor to the Human Alliance. I mean, it's how crazy it's gotten.
it's like I have so many just the by the fact that Rose is, I'm going to spoil this now for anyone. Well, it's been weeks. That Rose is Pink Diamond, or Rose was Pink Diamond. It's like that leaves so many implications. It's trying to go with the theme of, oh, she did what she had to do to save the human race and lie to her people. But then, considering everything we learned about the Gem War, Rose, you kind of screwed up. Do you know how many lives were lost because of you? And that's not factoring in the corrupting light and all the corrupted gems, the cluster, the human zoo. And the diamonds are gonna be coming back anyway. So yeah, it's
Pretty
like
much, yeah, and pretty much. By the way, like I said, it conflicts with the idea of Rose was versus, yeah, like I said, Rose is portrayed to Rebel Alliance. And spoiler, guys, sorry if we ruined Steven Universe for you, haven't caught up with it. It's sorry, but it's kind of what happens. And I think that yes, with even with more serious shows, again, I blame the power of the writing or how it's delivered. I think that smaller project shows that are serious, like on different things like on Netflix, like BoJack Horseman. That's a really good show. If you can handle the amount of depression that show gives, it's a really good show with a centric theme of why depression is just bad. But
but
it's
as for
Show for
As for
children.
but as for children, as for Thundercats Roar, I can understand why they went with this animation style. One, animation in the very detailed way that Thundercats did, and trying to do that in a modern sense would be very expensive. Korra was a good example. They had to simplify their designs by the fourth season because
Yeah,
everybody was kind of over designed, and just one movement was enough to cause an economic recession.
yeah, that's about right. My also thing too is that my problem with Korra was that I think the direction they went for writing that show was not a good idea. But that's a whole ventures things. But I do
I
agree
can
with you. I think that an art style does not determine the strength and validity of a show. I mean, look at OKKO. That show kind of looked captured my heart recently. I watched like 10 episodes. I'm like, oh, this show is pretty cute. It's actually involving.
I
Though
love
everyone
the
has no
Glore
hands in that
battle.
series. It's like a giant, circle.
I love the Glore battle
But
with the mysterious hooded guy. I
yeah,
love that. And that show is mostly comedic, but it's still a really fun. It's not it's also a fun show, and also you feel for KO. It's like, ah, you just want to be a big superhero like the rest of us. You're like an American Deku.
yes. The only mess up though is that he has a real power that's super dangerous that he let him control.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I would not want to see KO do that. It's like no, it's like with Deku, it's already hard enough to see,
True.
but
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 yeah,
with
the thing
but
is
with
like that Jules and I agree upon, regardless of what our style, holistic of what we like in art, it doesn't determine the strength of the story.
I mean, even if it does become, I mean,
A
obviously
meme
it's going to be
factory,
more
yeah.
comedy. It's going to be more comedy anyway. And even if it does, well, I have to say that even though Matt has said that he doesn't like it, I do like Teen Titans Go. The first few episodes, not that good. It does get better down the line where it becomes a bit more self-aware. And as someone who likes to poke fun at nerd culture a lot, I kind of dig it. I
To me,
kind of
I
dig
find
it.
it funny, it's okay, but it feels like Teen Titans Go is a show you watch in very small bursts, otherwise you get very drained from it easily. My
Oh
major my
yeah.
major complaint with Teen Titans Go is that it's how to put this. Once once you've lost the expectation, realizing this is not Teen Titans, it's okay. The second thing is once you realize that the show knows that you don't like the show and making fun of the fact that it exists, you have to get over it. It's okay. Like that's you learn.
I mean, as a Teen Titans show, it's not that good.
No, exactly.
As a comedy, it's good.
Yeah,
I also at first I was mad when they had that episode where it featured hashtag Save Young Justice. I felt a
yeah,
little salty, but then after years now, you know what? I kind of see that I was part of I was part of that mindset back then.
yeah.
Like, okay. I mean, when I look back, it's like Young Justice was not as good as I remember.
I'm gonna say that. But that's cool. That's cool. I'll let you have that. It's fine.
The comics had better episodes because it wasn't mission, oh serious stuff mission. I actually got to see what do they do outside of a mission, and I wish they turned those comics into episodes.
You
And
have
I
to pay
would have
Peter
a
David though.
well, not the comic books, more like the comic tie-ins to the show.
Oh, okay.
The comic tie-in to the show, at the very least, we got to see what they were like outside of being normal kids. I mean, outside of being superheroes,
True.
and I actually got a better feel for them. It's
That's
like,
true.
remember, like we're following characters, not just. If I wanted to see an action show, I would have just put in like an action reel. Whereas with Young Justice, the main problem there is that we're not. I don't feel attached enough to these people aside from the fact that oh, this is Robin, this is Kid Flash, this is Superboy, but only in name. The only one who I felt any connection for in Young Justice was Wally. That was it. But that's only because we were allowed to see most of his family and outside of being superheroes, and also he was the more comedic one, whereas everyone else is a serious. Personalities were interchangeable. Let's just say that you could swap these people out with anyone else, and nothing would be missed. But as for Thundercats Roar and Teen Titans Go, I also have to say that this falls under a subgenre known as super deformed. Super deformed is kind of is very much an over exaggeration of a current show or of a certain property. If anyone has ever seen those Naruto chibi kind of I forgot what it's actually called. Those Naruto chibi segments, or the Avatar skits, or the Teach Me Miss Lychee series from Blaze Blue,
Yeah,
or the Ruby chibi. Those
yeah,
are what fall under super deformed. It's all of it is over exaggerated. Like like with Neji being over, usually in the show he was level-headed and serious, whereas in the Chibi series he's overprotective. He's just a very overprotective big brother. In Ruby Chibi, Ruby is even more of an adorable airhead than in the actual show. And Crow is even more of a laid back D bag than in the show, although mileage may vary. I don't think this is all that different from him. It's just it plays up the laid back attitude even more to the point of to the point of comedic.
right.
Where that's basically it. This type of genre is just an over exaggeration. So if you say these are the bastardized versions of the characters, I think that's the point. They're supposed to be the over exaggerated version of them for comedic purposes. Like
But
it,
at the same time, though, is I think that a lot of people hold the purity of these characters so heavily that they can't see them as bastards.
I'm gonna throw up now at that word purity.
Quote unquote, Angel. That's what it says, Jules. The quotation marks, the purity quotation mark.
Ugh, that just reminds me of like I'm gonna say this movement's name, diversity in comics, where oh it's not as good as it used to be. Now I'm gonna harass people about it.
Wah.
Eh, where it's like, guys, it's a particular. Can't blame it for staying true to a particular genre, or just wanting to be funny, or taking a different direction. All of which are kind of neutral at this point until we see a first episode.
Right. Like I
It's like
said,
the
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm my 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 fingers on the pulse is that I hope it isn't as like meta as Teen Titans Go is, but I hope it doesn't really kind of ruin the idea of Thundercats. Like, I don't want to see episodes where Mumra wins. I don't want to see those episodes. If that happens, I'm like, I don't like this. Like,
but
I
we'll have to wait and see.
you have to wait and see. Yeah. And anyways, waiting, seeing. Thanks again for you guys for listening to us for a whole year. Be sure to follow us on social media. Be sure to give Jules Chance a subscribe button and hit that notification so you know when his videos are live on YouTube.
Yeah, it's that little bell right there, which YouTube for some reason decided was a good idea.
Anyway,
But oh, and just because I said their name, I'm just gonna get this in. If you have to harass pro writers and if you have to harass comic book stores, then you're an entitled little nub. That's all I'm gonna say.
let's put it
And
this way:
nobody should
if
ever
you
listen to you.
let's put it this way, if your only way to maintain an argument against people of different beliefs or whatever is to harass them, then you're not really having a discussion with them. You're actually assaulting them.
Exactly.
Like for example, Jules and I, as you may hear on this podcast, disagree on many things, such as Thundercats Roar. But I have never said, Jules, shut the hell up, you stupid Guam bastard. Never go that far.
Really? You never have?
Nope,
Maybe
because
just
I
imagine that.
respect you. Quotation marks.
Yeah, of course. I would never stalk. I would never stalk Matt's Twitter or anything, or his Facebook or anything, and then document every single thing he says, and then take it out of context. Nope,
Oh,
never would.
exactly. Yeah, but in all seriousness, that's the problem. Let's get off topic. That's the problem I have with the internet arguing topic like this. I am not saying that Myers has ill-informed opinions. There's opinions, he's right, but the fact is that he gets across his opinions by attacking other people because he believes that comics aren't the way they should be or form they should be. There are some things he may be correct on that, but at the same time, that's not how you get your point across.
It's more of along the lines of he's trying to go about this like a channer would, like how a 4channer would.
Yeah.
Like, we also will disagree on this. I don't think he makes a good point either. He's very. Let me put it this way: just because someone sounds correct doesn't mean he is when you look at the actual subject matter.
Like I said, I think he has some good points on the idea that the current comic book model for retailers doesn't help retailers at all. I agree with that's true.
Oh, that one, yes.
That is true. I agree with him on that perspective.
But if you have to harass them, no.
All right, that. Yeah, we go. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, just no. And then again, if his first instinct is to harass someone, then this is not a person you should even be associating with. But anyway, that's ending this podcast on a light note.
Yeah, on a light note, thanks again for following us. Be sure to follow Jewel Chan's social media as well as the Outer Haven on social media. And again, if you want to get more updates on Jewel's amazing video content, be sure to hit subscribe, hit that notification button, and you'll be getting all the hottest content that he has to offer, like Reaction Theater, which is just him yelling why he hates anime.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing more Sword Art and see where this goes.
It's going to go to a dark place.
It's going to go into a dark place. All right, bye.
Bye.